5 bands a day. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, there ain't no stopping me. I done ran up all these bands over hand and made like 5 bands a day. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, there ain't no stopping me. It ain't no stopping me. Got bands, I'ma run it up. It ain't no stopping me. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, it ain't no stopping me. Got bands on me.
Boom! What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? I appreciate y'all joining me as you come in the room. As always, be sure to hit the thumbs up button to support the channel. Where am I? Thumbs up button. There we go. I gotta center myself. Make sure that y'all can see me and everything. We're squared away. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button as you come into the room. We're going to get into tonight's conversation. And as always, feel free to drop a chat. I respond to all comments and all questions as long as I'm live. So be sure to get active in the comment section. Y'all really keep me motivated to keep this thing going and address, y'all give me confirmation or some pushback at times. So I appreciate all the comments. With that being said, you see the title and you see the thumbnail. Tonight we're talking about this Shannon Sharpe situation. In case you haven't heard, Shannon Sharpe is being sued for $50 million. What? Not 15, not 15, 50 million dollars. This OnlyFans slore is trying to get $50 million off this man. And it's the attorney that is representing this woman is the same, Jane Doe, is the same attorney involved in the Diddy case. He's the same, Tony Busby is the same attorney who tried to sue Jay-Z. Of course, the Jay-Z case was dismissed with prejudice. So we're going to talk about this. It seems to be a coordinated attack on all successful black men. If you're a black man, especially if you're heterosexual, goodness gracious, good luck. If you're a successful heterosexual black man in this country, your time is numbered. Yesterday I did this live. I was talking about the Sinners movie, and shout out and salute to our good brother Ryan Coogler, the director of that film. He is, after 25 years, going to he will be the owner of that Sinners movie. And I'm saying, hey, guys, you might want to be on the lookout. 23 years from now, right around the time when he's ready to take ownership of that film, I wouldn't be surprised if brother ends up getting poisoned. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised, because there is a coordinated effort to attack all successful black men. In the case of Ryan Coogler, fortunately, he's married. He's got a beautiful family, beautiful black wife. So shout out to Ryan Coogler. Hopefully he'll be okay, but I'm seeing a trend here. We can take it back to Bill Cosby. We can take it back to Michael Jackson. We can take it back to, you name it. You name a successful a successful heterosexual black man in this country, he's going to have an asterisk by his name. Whether we're talking about Tiger Woods, whether we're talking about sports, Deion Sanders, you name it. In this culture, in this country, it almost seems impossible for a heterosexual black man to reach any modicum of success without being slandered or torn down in some way, shape, or form. Now, before we get, as always, y'all know on this channel, I like to bring some clips for us to review together and comment on. But before we get into the clips, shout out and salute to Deltron. Welcome back, brother. Deltron likes to get active in our comments, so shout out to Deltron. I'm glad to have you here, brother. Let me read these comments real quick, and then we're going to get into tonight's conversation. Deltron saying, Shannon Sharpe done got himself into some mess. Number one rule, if you black and successful, stay away from these women in the club and these IG models also. Hey, that's not a bad rule. Go for doctors, police officers, or professional women. That's not bad advice. That's not bad advice. And not some clout chasing slores. Shout out to Deltron. I think you're on to something. My advice would be, get off the dating market as quickly as possible. Find someone you can halfway stand to be around and hold on to them. Because where the issue lies is you never know who you're dealing with, whether they be a police officer, a nurse, a doctor, regardless of their career path. Every time you have to meet someone new and you have to go back through that dating stage, oh, so what's your favorite color? What type of music do you like listening to? What do you like to do for fun? Every time you got to start over, you don't know who you're sitting across from at that dinner table. When you're going out to get to know these new people, male or female, you're getting to know a complete stranger. You could be sitting across from a Jeffrey Dahmer. You could be talking to Jeffrey Dahmer if you're a woman, and if you're a man, you could be sitting across from a female serial killer. You have no idea who you're dealing with. And you really never know until things turn bad. As long as you're out and you're paying the bills and hey, I'm taking you out to this bar, or I'm taking you out to this restaurant, I'm taking you out to this concert, this venue. As long as we're going out and everything's fun, yeah, you're going to see the bright side of people. But it's only when things start to turn bad, when you start to say, no, I'm not this week. I can't go out this week. I'm focused on doing this over here. No, sweetheart, I don't want to come over tonight. I'm going out with my friends. It's only when that 2-letter word comes out and you get comfortable using that 2-letter word that you see the real side of people. When you start saying no. As long as you're saying, yeah, let's do it. As long as the answer is yes, you're good money. But as soon as that yes turns into no, that's when you'll see the truth. All right, one more time to Deltron before we get into this. Looking for wifey or hubby in the club is crazy work. Let me be honest with you. You can find a wife or a husband. You can find your significant other anywhere. A grocery store. You can find them in the club. You can find them in the bar. It's possible. It's possible. Hey, I met my wife in a bar. I met my wife in a bar in 2020. All right. So, hey, it's possible. It's possible. And we're happily married. Been with her for almost 5 years now. So yeah, it's not so much about where you are. It's about who you are. Let me say that before we get into it. It's not about where you are. It's who you are. And as a wise man once said, no matter where you go, there you are. Let me say that one more time. No matter where you go, there you are. Brother, you can go to China, you can go to Japan, you can go to Africa, you can go to America, you can go to Mexico, Brazil, you can go to California, DC. You can go anywhere in the world, you can go anywhere in the country. But no matter where you go, there you are. You can't escape yourself. And who you are is responsible for what you attract. Who you are and what you're willing to accept into your presence, the energy, the vibrations that you're able to align with, is all dependent on who you are as a person. So you don't have to do a whole lot of traveling to, I'm looking for my wife, so I can't look in the club, or I can't look in the grocery store, or I can't look in America, I can't look in the West. Now everyone's saying, grab your passports, you got to go to a different country and find. Listen, it doesn't matter. You don't have to go to a different country. You don't have to go to a different time zone. No matter where you are, there you are. All right. All you have to do to find a significant other is, and it might sound cliche, but it really is true. It's all about the self-improvement. If you focus on your self-improvement, making yourself the person that you need to be, the rest is going to fall right into place. All right. That's my 2 cents. Now, with that being said, I want to play a couple clips. I'll come back to you, Deltron, and read your follow-up comments. But first, I want to get into a few clips. Now, first, there is a $50 million lawsuit that is pending against Shannon Sharpe. He is calling this a money grab. I'm going to let y'all see his response. Y'all check this out.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzbee, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Buzbee targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly, on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
All right, now that's Shannon Sharpe responding to the allegations. He's saying that this is a money grab, it's a shakedown, and he's promising to sue for defamation. All right. Now, the thing that has a lot of, just so you guys know who we're referring to when he says Gabby and Tony Busby, this is the OnlyFans model. And in case you're living under a rock, OnlyFans it's a basically online prostitution ring. Basically, you're paying girls to see them naked. So this is an online prostitution ring. This is a prostitute, and she is trying to sue this man for $50 million. Okay. Now, the thing that has a lot of people wondering, hey, is this really a money grab, or is this something that we should? Is there where there's smoke, there's fire? Is there anything to this allegation? The only thing that is giving people reason to pause, reason for concern, there's two things. Number one is the fact that originally Shannon Sharpe offered $10 million. Shannon Sharpe offered $10 million to settle. Now that is a red flag. Okay, if somebody is accusing you of doing something that you're innocent of, offering $10 million in settlement, that's a red flag. Why are you so quick to settle? We saw that. We saw Sean Diddy Combs. He was ready to settle when he was hit with the initial lawsuit for beating up Cassie, and the fact that he settled so quickly opened the floodgates on the charges against him, because sharks are in the water. They can smell the blood. If you're offering $10 million, you're already offering $10 million. Looks like there's blood in the water. All right, looks like there's blood in the water. So the fact that he was willing to settle, that's a red flag. So we got to see some more facts of this case. However, one thing I do want to point out is online. I'm just talking about the online chatter here. A lot of people are celebrating, and it's unfortunate. It'd be your own folks. It'd be your own folks. That's why they say all skin folk ain't kinfolk. It'd be your own folks. I see a lot of black people, especially black women, demonizing and laughing at Shannon Sharpe because they say, oh, well, Shannon Sharpe's in his 50s and he's dating this OnlyFans model. She's what, 20 years old? She's barely 21. She's barely legal drinking age, 18. She's over the age of 18. So it's not a statutory situation here. But people are saying, oh, well, he was dating, he's rocking the crib, right? He's dating, there's a big age gap within his dating perimeters. And they're saying, oh, that's what you get. You know, I see a lot of black women are celebrating this. And it's unfortunate how easily we're willing to throw away our successful people. I'm going to play a clip to sort of give you some background, give you an example of a common theme that you'll see if you're online. Check this out. Now here the headline is a bit big, so I'll read it to you. It says, I bet Shannon Sharpe has learned his lesson and will start dating back in his age range. Uh-oh.
I want to date my wage.
Stay right here.
Where y'all at? Hey, chat, where they at?
Hold on. Cause you know I keep it on me now.
Yeah.
I keep it on me. You want to date your what?
I want to date my wage. Not my age. I want to date my wage. So where are they? Cause y'all always talking about date your age. I want to date my wage. So come on with it.
Well, you talking?
As a matter of fact, I'm taking applicants as we speak.
Well, you talking spicy tonight, boy.
Everybody always talk about.
So this is something that is coming back to haunt Shannon Sharpe a little bit. A lot of people are using this as an opportunity to do a victory lap for some reason and hit them with the, oh, I told you so. You should have been dating women your own age. This man is athletic. He's an athlete. He's a multimillionaire, very successful, but he's in his 50s and he's single. And it's hard enough dating. It's hard enough dating as a young man. Can you imagine being in your 50s? You're well established, you're well known, you have a level of success and fame, which means that you are attractive to women of all ages. But people are going to shame you as a 50-year-old man into dating a 50-year-old woman. We all know that this is just nature. It's just nature. We can't, right now, there is a fight against nature for some reason. People don't want to accept nature. But there's a fight against nature, and nature tells us that the SMV, the sexual market value for men and women, is inverse. For men, when you're young, you have a lower SMV. Most women, especially older women, aren't looking to date you when you're young. A woman that's older than you, you're younger, you don't have that success as of yet, your options are going to be more limited. Whereas a young woman, she can date well above her age range, right? Men, a young man, you're just in college, 20 years old, 21 years old. You don't have 30-year-old women looking at you when you're in college at the age of 20. You don't have anything to offer the world. Women are not looking for you, not like that, all right? Whereas women, you're in college, you're 20 years old, 21 years old. You've got all the options. But once you get older, those options start to dwindle and the men's options start to increase. So a woman starts off with the world, the man starts off with nothing. As the man builds himself up, his market SMB goes up, the woman's goes down. That's just nature. That's just nature. We got to accept it. But for some reason, we're fighting against nature and our own people. I see fellow black people ready to throw away this successful black man because they wouldn't sit in his box. They wouldn't confine himself or limit himself to dating women that he is not attracted to. All right, which is most unfortunate. I think you should be able to date whoever you want. Whether you be, that means, hey, you could be gay, you can date other men, you can be straight and date women who are older. I think you should be able to date whoever you want as long as it's consensual. And we gotta, as a community, as a people, have to really improve our culture, because right now there's this culture of unless you date who others tell you to date. It's really weird. Like, unless you date within this small box, you've got to date black women. You've got to date black women at your age. You've got to date. If you're a man, if you're a woman, same thing. They'll get on the women too. Oh, you're dating outside your race. You're chasing zaddy. It's a whole lot of shaming in our community, to the point where we're ready to throw away successful people, let them get sued, let their careers get ended, really over nothing, because they didn't match our dating expectations. It's crazy. Got a little bit of water there. I mean, it's crazy the way we treat people and are ready to just throw away our success stories because they aren't dating who we want them to date. And as of now, there have been very little evidence supporting these allegations. All right, allegedly, he was involved in some kinky choking, but I mean, a lot of people choke when they're involved in sexual acts. I mean, let's be real. People are into all types of BDSM. People are in all types of dominatrix, and you've got all types of kinks and fetishes out there. From the emails and texts that have been released so far from both Tony Busby and Shannon Sharpe, a lot of the conversations look pretty consensual, if you ask me. And this Tony Busby guy has a history of attacking successful black men frivolously. For example, Jay-Z. I want to play this clip to give you some information regarding the false allegations which were dismissed with prejudice against Jay-Z from the same attorney who was representing this Carly woman against Shannon Sharpe. Y'all check this out.
Like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
I gotta pause it here just to let you guys know. You're like, what is she talking? A fiery ball? This woman is autistic. She's a little bit cuckoo. All right, she doesn't have it all there. But this is the person that the attorney, Tony Busby, is taking seriously and was willing to represent against Jay-Z. All right, we continue.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, you know, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs.
Let me pause it here. Now, this woman just said, oh, yeah, I was talking to this band, you know, the members of the Madden band, and we were talking about our tattoos. I remember it like it was yesterday. Meanwhile, these folks weren't even in the country. And she's saying this as if this isn't something that's going to get verified. Imagine her attorney. This is a lawyer, somebody who went through not only undergrad, but then spent an additional 3 years in law school, studied to pass the bar. You already know about how to do your due diligence. Where this woman is making these allegations, saying that on the night she was essayed, allegedly she had a conversation with the Maddens. The Maddens weren't even in the country. You don't think that Tony Busby had the opportunity to do the same type of verification? So tell me your story. What's your complaint? Before I represent you, tell me what's the situation. She's telling the lawyer the same story. You think he didn't have the time to do a quick Google search? What day was this? This was the day of the VMAs. That's an easy day to remember. This is a big event, especially for artists. You're allegedly getting assaulted by multiple artists, famous rappers and actors. You don't think people are going to remember this day, the VMA awards? But she says that all of this occurred on the day of the VMA Awards. She says she had an intimate conversation with the Maddens. Meanwhile, the Maddens are in a whole different country. And this is who Tony Busby is representing. Okay.
And that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
Jay-Z comes in and rapes me. Well, he at that point, I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the.
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statement.
So she's standing by her statement. Her father is like, nah, that doesn't sound familiar. You telling me I had to pick her up from 5 hours away and we just rode back in silence? That would stick in your head. All right. So the case was dismissed with prejudice. Good job, and shout out to Jay-Z for surviving that attack. Shannon Sharpe is under similar investigations by the same attorney who represented this woman against Jay-Z, the same attorney who is currently prosecuting or currently suing Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs. So we're seeing a pattern here. We'll see what the outcome of these charges are. I'm hoping justice is served to anybody, not just women, but to anybody who really is a victim of SA, sexual assault, or any type of sex crimes. I would just encourage any victims to come forward immediately. Don't wait 10, 20, 30 years and be like Bill Cosby, 40, 50 years ago, he put something in my drink. Don't wait 40, 50 years to come forward. If something happened to you, say it right here and now. Say it while we can do something about it. Don't wait until someone gets successful and then you can come back and try to tear down a man decades after whatever alleged crimes did occur. So I'm not saying that all of these situations did or didn't happen. Listen, I wasn't there. For all I know, this autistic girl is telling the truth and nobody believes her because she's autistic. Hey, I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm not here to judge her. I would just encourage folks in the future to not wait. Stand on it immediately. And I think you'll get a lot more support. I think a lot of people would believe you if you addressed it immediately. All right. That's my 2 cents. That's my opinion. All right. Now that's Shannon Sharpe, and that was the Jay-Z situation. I want to play one more Jay-Z clip regarding that, and then we're going to break into this Will Smith conversation, because I don't know if you guys have been following this Will Smith album 2025, but I've got some thoughts on that. So I got one more clip I want to play you regarding the Jay-Z Tony Busby case, and then we're going to move on in this conversation. Be sure to hit the thumbs up, guys, if you've made it this far into tonight's conversation, and if you're getting any value from watching. That being said, y'all check this out.
And it's clear that Jay-Z's not letting this go. If you read his declaration in that case where he is suing Tony Busby, what he's saying is, I viewed these letters as an existential threat to my reputation, everything I've worked my whole life to build, and he wasn't going to take it lying down. So even though this lawsuit's been dismissed with prejudice, the one against him, it seems like Jay-Z's going forward and will continue to pursue Busby, maybe to sort of send a message that you can't do this to a certain type of celebrity.
Well, Jay-Z was calling Busby a 1-800 lawyer. Called him a 1-800 lawyer and says the system needs to change. Can't have guys like this blowing up the lives of innocent people with allegations that he should be vetting and understand are not true. This is what Jay-Z had to say about this case against Busby. He said, I felt that Mr. Busby was placing a gun to my head, that I either bow to his demands or endure personal and financial ruin. As for the lawsuit filed on behalf of the female accuser, Jay-Z says Mr. Busby purposely filed this on the eve of my daughter's premiere to put me in the position of having to choose between supporting my daughter or hiding to avoid the negative press.
So it's a frivolous inconvenience, and it's something that is all too common that successful black men have to face. And what's really sinister about it is, in the court of public opinion, people will turn on successful black men for nothing. And that's why I want to transition to this Will Smith case, this Will Smith situation. A lot of people are still on Will Smith's bumper because of the infamous Grammy slap, okay? A lot of people are still holding Will Smith responsible because of the Grammy slap. People are saying that Will Smith, in case you're unfamiliar, in case you were unaware, Will Smith dropped an album this year. Will Smith dropped an album called Based on a True Story, and it's low-key decent. It's low-key fire. If not for the Grammy slap, one could argue that this would be album of the year. I'm saying that very boldly, and I don't know if you've actually heard it. A lot of people are like, Will Smith, come on now. That's a stretch. There's no way. Will Smith, you're talking about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Yes, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air dropped an album this year and it's low-key fire. But he's been getting a lot of hate. People are trashing the album without even hearing it. And a lot of that is because they're still angry at him for what he did to Chris Rock. And I want to play hold on. I want to play this clip because this is representative of a lot of people's feelings regarding Will Smith. People who haven't even heard the album, they're just so focused on what happened yesterday. They're focused on an act of the past, which has blemished his name and is overshadowing Will Smith's accomplishment. I want to play this clip real quick. Y'all check this out.
A good time to be a comic right now. Great time to be a comic right now. Will Smith has an album out, and it's a piece of and he addresses the Oscars. It's a good time to be a comic right now.
What do you think about that? Like, I mean, bro, like he's going back to it.
Everybody keeps telling me to stop talking about it, but then he puts it on the song, so that gives me leeway to talk about it again. Album's trash. I'm just assuming that. I haven't listened to it, but
you refuse to listen to it?
I refuse to listen to it.
The fact that
album's trash, I haven't even listened to it, but I refuse to listen to it. Now, to be fair, this is Tony Rock, so this is Chris Rock's brother. But if you look at a lot of the comments sections, if you go on the Twitter Spaces and just type in Will Smith, or if you type in, go on Instagram and look out reactions to Will Smith's album. Even on Newsbreak, if you go and look at news articles that have been written about Will Smith's article, a lot of people or Will Smith's album, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, that album is trash." You know, he's talking about the Grammy slap, and that's the only thing that they're focusing on, without even taking the time to listen to the full album. The full album is actually very motivational. It's actually motivational. There's hints at Will Smith talking about his lineage, the delineation movement. Will Smith, of course, is a foundational Black American from West Philadelphia, born and raised. So this album is actually very spiritual. It starts off with him in the barbershop, which is a cultural icon for Black Americans. That's an industry which Black Americans are able to thrive in, is our barbershops. That's a Black institution. So the album starts off with barbershop talk, where basically he's acting as if he's in a barbershop, and there's a whole lot of chatter about, oh, Will Smith's legacy. Is he good? Is he trash? Is he able to rap, or is he corny? The barbershop songs is a good way to start off. He also addresses the fact that his longevity, not only has he been able to act in movies and TV shows, and he's the first rapper with a Grammy, right? Let's not forget, Will Smith, as the Fresh Prince, was the first rapper who was able to win a Grammy. Big Willie style. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Getting jiggy with it. Huh? He's the first Will Smith was the first rapper to win a Grammy, right? So Will Smith has a lot of accomplishments, not just in acting, not just as a movie actor, not just as a TV actor, but also in the rap game. He's actually very successful. But a lot of that success, as of late, recently, has been overshadowed not only by the Chris Rock slap, but also by the way that his wife has been treating him in the public. We see the way that Jada Pinkett Smith has been embarrassing Will Smith by airing their dirty laundry on her Red Table Talk podcast, where she's, I'm having entanglements with guys half my age, right? But where's the backlash against Jada Pinkett Smith? Jada Pinkett Smith just came out and admitted to committing adultery with kids half her age. No one's looking at her like, oh, we need to cancel Jada Pinkett Smith. No, instead, all the shame is, and all that hate and all that embarrassment is sitting on Will Smith's shoulder. And it's unfortunate how easily we throw away our successful black men. We throw away our successful black men as if they're just a dime a dozen. We're ready to throw away this Shannon Sharpe, successful athlete. He's a mogul now. He has his own podcast, which has been very successful. We're ready to throw him away over some allegations, some unsubstantiated allegations from an OnlyFans whore. And we're ready to cancel him because he's dating women that are younger than him. We're ready to cancel Will Smith because he can't manage his relationship, his wife with Jada Pinkett Smith. Instead of putting the blame on her, we're putting the blame on Will Smith. They're ready to overlook his album, which, seriously, if you haven't heard it, this is one of those albums I would compare it. Mind you, Killer Mike just won. Did he win a Grammy or an Oscar last year for his album? He had a very good album, and I would compare it to that. It's an album with a message. It's actually a very positive message in hip hop, one of triumph, perseverance, one of forgiveness and reconciliation. The Will Smith album, based on a true story, is low-key fire. All right, this album is decent, and nobody's talking about it. Although, if this had been released 5 years ago, if this had been released prior to the infamous Grammy slap, the Oscar, I said Grammy, but prior to the Oscars, the slap against Chris Rock, this album probably would have won Album of the Year. I would not be surprised if this album would win Album of the Year had it been released prior to Jada Pinkett Smith embarrassing him, and had it been released prior to him smacking Chris Rock. Because those two actions, those two headlines have completely overshadowed Will Smith's career. Now people know Will Smith for, oh, you mean the guy who smacked Chris Rock over his wife? Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Now to the younger generation, to the kids who are just coming up, who were born, after Y2K, these young kids out here, a lot of them aren't going to know about Ali. A lot of people aren't going to know about Men in Black. A lot of these kids don't know about Men in Black and Ali. A lot of these kids don't know. But what they do know is, oh yeah, isn't that the guy? Oh, keep my wife's name out your mouth. That's the guy who smacked the dude on the stage, right? That's what they know. That's what they know. So we got to be careful because our culture is already comfortable throwing away black men, especially successful black men. Our culture in America, black men are not appreciated. We are undervalued. And any mistake, any allegation, you don't even have to make a mistake. Look at Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors, despite the fact that he's successful, he's making films like Creed, and he's making these successful films. As soon as a white woman tries to steal his phone, we have him on video running away full speed, hauling tail down the block in New York, trying to get away from this white woman. This boy is running 40-yard dash. My man is kicking his own butt, his knee highs. My man is out of there. And we're ready to throw Jonathan Majors away. Why? Oh, well, he shouldn't have been dating a white girl. It's not against the law to date a white girl. It's not against the law to date someone younger than you. But we're ready to throw away Jonathan Majors. We're ready to throw away Shannon Sharpe. It's not against the law to get cheated on. But we're ready to throw away Will Smith. Oh, he's a simp. He's still with Jada Pinkett Smith. He's a simp. He should have left her. He should have broken up his family, broken up his marriage. He should have broken his vows to God. We're ready to throw away successful black men, whether they're right or wrong. Any allegation, that's enough. All it takes is an allegation. Whether you be right or wrong, all we need is an allegation. Give us any reason to throw you away. And the black community is ready to throw black men, especially successful black men, right into the garbage. As if they're easily replaceable. As if we can have another Will Smith who is grossed billions of dollars at this point at the box office. When you look at all the films that this man has made, Aladdin, this man played Genie in Aladdin, Men in Black 3 series of Men in Black, Wild Wild West. I like Wild Wild West. I know it didn't do too well in the box office, but Wild Wild West, Ali. Look at Will Smith's discography. It's insane. And we're ready to just, oh, well, well, I don't even want it. He dropped the album of the year, hands down. And if you haven't heard it, don't at me. If you haven't heard it, I don't want to see nothing in the comment sections if you haven't heard it. Will Smith dropped the album of the year this year, and nobody even heard it. Nobody even listened to it. Why? Because his negative, his negative deeds are overshadowing his positive. Right? If we have any bad news, we'll just stick that on you. We'll label you that, and that'll be the end of your career. We're ready to ruin your career over anything. I'm gonna just very quickly run down this track list because I'd encourage y'all to go back and listen to it. It's actually a pretty good album. We've got Entering the Barbershop for the intro. That was a pretty good song. You can check out Bulletproof. That was a good song. Hard Times with Tiana Taylor. That was a good song. Beautiful Scars. That was a good song. Make It Look Easy was decent. The Reverend, that was a comedy track. Work of Art with Jaden Smith, that was decent. Listen, guys, go back and listen to that album. You can just put that joint on play. You don't even have to skip around on the tracks. Like, it's a decent album from cover to cover. Each song is decent. Every song on that album is decent. Go back and check it out. I would encourage anyone who is into hip hop, who maybe hasn't heard it as of yet, take the time, go back and check out that Will Smith album. And once you hear it and you realize, oh, this joint is actually okay, then ask yourself, why isn't it getting more attention? They always say, oh, well, hip hop these days is just mumble rap and it's all about killing each other. Well, this album isn't. This album isn't about killing people and robbing people and running off from the drug dealers. And no, this song is actually a positive song. I mean, not song, a positive album with a message, a constructive message, one that is uplifting and positive. 5 years ago, this would have been album of the year, hands down. So maybe take some time to just reflect and think, why are we so ready? I guess that's the moral of tonight's video. Why is it so easy for us to throw away our successful black men? Hey, if you have an answer for that, leave it in the comment section. I'd love to hear it. If you made it this far in the video and you've gotten any value from watching, be sure to hit the thumbs up button for more content just like this. Talking about a wide range of topics from news, politics, hip hop, current events, so much more. So subscribe and come on back. With that being said, I appreciate y'all joining me and I'll see you on the next one. Hey.
These bands up in hand and made like 5 bands a day. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, there ain't no stopping me. I ran up all these bands up in hand and made like 5 bands a day. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, there ain't no stopping me. It ain't no stopping me. Got better,